Greetings, my fellow warriors. It's your boy Meckanimal, and today I'm going to help you get more powerful with a push-up. The tip I'm going to give you today is possibly the greatest tip to be, and that might have escaped your attention in the past few years of your training, or few months when it comes to beginners. The technique applies to all range of athletes, from beginners to advanced, but most likely by the time you're advanced or even intermediate, you may have instinctively figured out already techniques or efficient ways to output more power with your exercises, let alone the most basic one, that's a push-up. So this is mostly going to be addressed to beginners, and hey, if you want intermediate or advanced that have never experienced this before, feel free to to take up on this advice and make your drills and your routine more effective. So the technique I'm going to give you today is a mechanism that's going to help you output the most power during a push-up exercise, and it comes down to your ability to external rotate your shoulder blade and create more torque on the floor. So it's pretty simple. Whenever you get yourself down on the push-up position, you want to make sure that you screw your hand in the ground by creating an external rotation of your shoulders. So ideally, of course, you want to have your hands about on a neutral position, and that means your fingers pointing at 12 o'clock. And then before you start the push-up, you want to external rotate. You see how my shoulders are pointing, my elbows are pointing back down. And then you come down, and you can see by creating that torque, you will be able to exert as much power as possible from the bottom up. It helps you limiting the amount of power bleeds that you could possibly have while performing the exercise. If there was no external rotation, meaning you screwing that hand in the ground, you will see that you will be loose and not having enough tension throughout your whole body, throughout the whole chain. You are likely to bleed power. So it's pretty simple. It's just about that external rotation of the shoulder blade, taking out the slack out of your elbow, thus out of your shoulder. Keep the whole structure tight, and then there you go. And you see the advantage of it, especially when it comes to the last few repetitions that you need to really squeeze to be able to perform, and being able to create that torque on those last repetitions can come really, really handy and help you achieve, your workout goal that day. So it's really something simple that may sound not so valuable, but actually the most valuable mechanism that you can apply during a performance. It could be applied, the same analogy is to be applied on the bench press as well, where people will tell you to pinch your shoulder blade in the bench. The same thing, it's just that this time you have an invisible bench up there, and you achieve the same movement by externally rotating your shoulder blade and depressing them. So that's about it. That's the main tip that I was trying to share with you guys today. Get really more powerful by doing those. So again, I'm gonna go and show you here. You see the external rotation really tight on the floor, and then bang, see, really tight, as opposed to being loose and then doing this. But actually, the moment you activate, you become a machine. So it's pretty simple. External rotation, create torque. Think of your hand as screwdrivers, clockwise, screw clockwise, screw counterclockwise, and there you go, you're ready to roll. Hope it was useful. Drop the comment below if you were aware of that already, and if you were not, give it a try and let us know how beneficial it was and how much more push-up you were able to crank from your normal maximum push. So that being said, we keep in touch. Thanks for the support. Everything is and we always be smooth and Meckanimal way. Salute.